Why would a home seller choose to put their home on the market the first week of December? This is Ron Wojciechowski, your host for Black Hole of Real Estate. And this week you will find people putting their house on the market. And for some consumers, this is probably a head scratcher. And you're thinking it's the holiday season. People don't want to be bothered with showings. They're busy with parties. They're shopping. They're doing everything but buying a house. And man, this might be just the worst time to go on the market. And that might be just the exact wrong thing to be thinking about. So here's some reasons why people are choosing to go on the market the first week of December. The first is, well, I'll point back to what I just said. Most people are waiting until after the first of the year to put their home on the market. And, we have this artificial deadline of a calendar called December 31st, January 1st. Want to start things off with a new year. We'll sell it then. And if you go along with that thinking and you subscribe to what everybody else is subscribed to, then yes, you will be going on the market with everybody else. And that will create more competition for you, the seller, to compete for that buyer at the right price and the right closing date. It's also very well known that the biggest day for expired listings is December 31st, January 1st. For whatever reason, a lot of listing contracts expire on that date. That means in the next couple of days afterwards, they're either going to come back on the market with a different agent, or maybe even the same agent, but most likely with a price reduction because it didn't sell. And they want to get through the new year. And most people say, geez, you know what? I'm ready to sell. Let me take that price reduction. Let me do a few things in the house to make it more attractive. I've gotten through the holidays and now I'm ready to sell. Or they just take it off the market, which doesn't create any competition for you whatsoever. But the most people end up coming back on the market that first week of January. Again, more competition. So far, maybe to open the door to you being a little more open-minded about if you're selling, doing it now. I believe this. There are absolutely less buyers looking at properties during the holidays. It's just a fact. But the ones that are out there, they are super motivated. I can tell you I had a couple of calls over the weekend, people ready to move now. Can we get appointments this week? Any chance we can get in before the first of the year? Super motivated buyer. They already have their financing lined up. They're pre-underwritten, so they can close probably in like 15, 20 days as opposed to 30 or 40 days, even with the holidays. The pipelines are a little thinner in December in most lenders, so they can get them through, and they want to get it off their plate so they can move quicker. Appraisers, they're not as busy. Inspectors, not as busy. You can do things quicker in the month of December, and if you're a seller who's on the market with less inventory today than there will be in 30 days, and you're highly motivated, there is a real marriage of convenience. There are many people that want to sell in the month of December and maybe even close by December 31st to be have the home sale on this year's tax return. And that's great. Other people don't care if it goes into the new year. That might actually be better. But getting on the market right now ensures a closing in the beginning of January. And by the way, if you're playing the tax game, if it goes in the following year, it doesn't even get reported for like 15 months. So maybe there's an advantage to going on the market right now, getting your hands on the capital as a seller on January 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, whatever that might be, and not having any tax consequences until the following April 15th, 15 months away. So there's an advantage to that as well. I will just simply say that at this time, with less properties on the market, if you want to sell and you want a very engaged audience, even if it's smaller, the first week of December could actually be the right time for someone, maybe even you, to go on the market and sell your property. If you were advising somebody as an agent or a friend who's doing some bird dogging for someone who's maybe not as savvy in real estate as you are, and they want some guidance or help, what you might say to them is, if you were open-minded about this and you were thinking about getting an engaged buyer to purchase your property, whether you go on the market today, first week of December, or wait till January 1st, they're going to see it. But right now, with less competition, would it even make sense to be inconvenient with showings over the holidays if it meant locking in a sale now and taking that lingering doubt in your mind about when to do it and how to do it, what you might get for it? It'd be a really good test for you. And if you don't get the right activity level in the month of December, and you definitely want to close in the first part of January or even February, This might be the runway to give you enough data and enough feedback to tell you if you're priced properly, if your marketing is in really good shape, or if maybe something's a little bit off, and then you can make adjustments. So it's a lot to consider, but there's absolutely people taking advantage of the first week of December, second week of December to go on the market because it positions them with less competition and a better view on price point, hopefully finding a motivated buyer who wants to buy as much as you want to sell. If you got questions about when you should go on the market or timing the market, we're going to have those answers for you here. This is your host, Ron Wojciechowski for the Black Hole of Real Estate.